Okay, so I noticed that there's been someone putting out a petition about a ban on creators speaking about Gypsy. Like, it's not going to happen. They can have a petition signed or whatever. But I do want to address some things because the person said that I was bullying her and I was being evil and that I wouldn't give her a chance, like that kind of thing. I want to spin the block on when I had communication with Gypsy Rose. And I was defending her to an extent, but saying I still didn't really trust her. And I want you guys to see some of that because I feel like a lot of people get lost in the fact that I advocate so much for Nicholas, that they didn't get to see the side of me genuinely giving her a true shot and not just saying I was giving her a shot. And I want you guys to see that. I do want to note that this was in the middle of March, about a week and a half before she left Ryan. And this is me just giving feedback on the communication that we had.
This right here is the issue. It's been about sides to you guys. For me, it's never been about sides. It's been like, this is the facts. I've made an assessment. I've never been Team Fancy. I've never been Team Ryan. I've never been Team Gypsy. I've never been Team anything. I do believe Nick should get justice. Do I think Gypsy was wrong? Absolutely. Do I think Gypsy should still be locked up? In my opinion, yes. Do I think Nick should be out here on these streets? No, I think he should be in a mental health facility. But regardless, I'm allowed to say, look, this is the information she gave me. This is what I know, and this is what I don't know, right? Am I saying that everything she's going to say is truth? No. Like I said, there's always my story, your story, and then there's the truth somewhere in between, whether it's a little bit more to the right or a little bit far to the left. Now, you guys say all of this, but everybody agreed with me when I said all I wanted to see was accountability, right? Now, after you guys are on the internet behaving like this, you're expecting Gypsy to come on here and take full accountability. Either way, y'all are attacking her. Yesterday, you guys were attacking me because you were like, oh, you just hate Gypsy. And I've always said I don't. And then now you're saying, oh, you're on the other side. Wait, like there's a side? I didn't even know I was on a side. I was just giving y'all information. That's just showing the level of delusion this is. Right? Like nobody's being logical. It has to be either you're on her side or on this side. No. I just think what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I'm not allowed to do that because that's where I'm at. And if you're not okay with that, you can unfollow. I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that.
Now that I got some sleep, I can clear the air. So one of the things that Gypsy Rose did say to me in the message was that her and Ken were not together. They follow each other on TikTok, but that's the extent. And she loves his mom, obviously, which is why the mom tapped in on the chat. And I don't know if you guys saw, but his mom did make a video. However, I do think that it's a little suspicious that she sent a message after the video of Ken and her. So there may be some legitimacy to what I was saying. The likelihood, I think, is pretty high. She did say in the message to me that she had been sitting on messaging me for a while, which I do believe because think about it, she unblocked me like a week ago. Now, I did encourage her to put out a public statement because I do believe that's something that she should do. If she does it or not, I don't know, because I don't know her. We're not really in communication like that. But I think, if she really wants the public to take her serious, like she absolutely does need to take some sort of accountability publicly, and not just try to let out fires, right? So there's that. When it comes to this, that's where I'm at with that. Now, in terms of, she also mentioned the part about Ryan and the photos. This is all the beginning part of these videos. These paragraphs. I do believe Ryan was in the ER for bronchitis. I do believe that because, like I said before, the girl who messaged me about she had been the person who took the videos, she was upset basically that she felt as if she created the video and other influencers were going viral and she wasn't, and she wanted to get paid for the video, period. So I feel like there was definitely a motive there. I can't say that for sure because I don't know that girl, but her and I did exchange words in the DM. So there's that. Do I think Gypsy is a manipulator? Yeah, she stated that herself. She's stated that she's learned how to do that, like, from her mom. Do I think she's constantly manipulating? Yeah, I mean, that could be true. There is definitely some truth to what she's saying. What and how much? Nobody knows. There's always some truth in every lie. There's always some truth in something, right? But I think her making a public statement with accountability will count for a lot if she truly does feel this way, specifically because all of this has happened in the public eye, and she can't fix her reputation through anyone else. And really, authentically, if she wants to fix it, she does need to say something. That's just where that's at. I have said to her, she needs to take some accountability in the public eye. Yeah. So there's that. I mean, it's one of those things we have to sit back and watch. But do I think I was onto something with her and Ken? Mm-hmm. It's only because it just, to me, to be following someone and them following you back, I think there's something to it. Something. I don't know the length of it at this point because everything's very public, so they couldn't really get out in the public, right? And she's also on parole and she's in another state. So right now it may not actually be anything physical down the line. I think it's very possible. Like, that's the truth. And I would say that to her too. You know, of course, I'm skeptical. And of course, I know that you can't trust everything she says. You could trust maybe 25%, 25 to 30% of what she says you could trust. And you still have to filter through that and figure out where the truth is in the 25 to 30% of that. That's the obvious, you know? So I feel like a lot of people are misunderstanding what I'm saying, and I'm okay with that. But, because I know what I'm saying. But that's the first part for everyone that didn't watch my live. I'm going to go into another video. Also, I'm really going to go into a video about her and Fancy and where she's at with her and Fancy right now, because that is some information that hasn't really been public. So I think that's a pretty big deal. So I'm going to go through that, and that may or may not be true. It's up to you guys in your discretion. I think that one is just one that'll be easy to prove within the next couple of weeks or months. So I think that there's some validity to that part, but just because that's documentation. And I believe there's reason for it. But however, I will tell you guys about it. We could come to our own conclusions. But this was the first part of what she said. All right. Good morning, y'all. Here's the reality. Yes, there's definitely damage control trying to be done. But one thing about me is if I hear the tea or I've discovered things for myself, regardless, whether you said something or not, if I've seen it, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to speak on it. I'll hear what someone has to say, but that doesn't mean that I believe everything, or that doesn't mean that I'm with it. I know there's absolutely damage control. There's a show getting ready to come out, a reality TV show with a multiple weeks of it. There's so much public scrutiny. We are going to be watching this in real time, judging it, assessing it, having our talks about it. This is going to be something, at the very least, telling, right? So yes, there's absolutely some damage control, and you'd have to be a fool to think that I don't believe that some of this, or most of it, or all of it is damage control. No, I know this. That's common sense, right? But it's just going to be one of those things you just have to watch, right? Now, I also do know Gypsy knows that you have to watch and hear everything, right? Like I said before, she knows that I was getting close to something with Ken. I don't have the facts, but that was my assumption. I still think her and Ken are doing something. She says he was her first love. She will always have a place in her heart. She did say that she wanted to let Ken know that she was getting married before the public or the media said anything, and he found out through the media. So yeah, she is definitely trying to control the narrative, but I think everyone's going to try to control the narrative in their own story. Okay. Has she done things the right way? No. I think we all know that she's done things the wrong way. I think we all know things have been off. Am I still justice for Nick? Absolutely. I think right now, and I still say it, she should be in prison. because of the nature of the crime. Regardless whether it was her mom or not, she did actually do it. But, I mean, she's out here in these streets, so there's that. So I understand why they don't want to see her change, and it might not necessarily mean that they don't want to see her change. They might not believe that she can or will change. Can she? Yes. Will she? We don't know. But here's the reason why I believe they feel like this. It's because you have to think about it in a terms of, like, if you have kids, if you have a child that is constantly lying to you, has always told you a lie, and then all of a sudden they start telling the truth. Are you going to believe them when they start telling the truth? Is it going to take a lot of time? Yes. And the next lie that they tell, you're like, see, that's why I didn't believe them, because I knew they were a liar. Right? So it's fair for the public to feel this way, right? Because the track record or her credit history isn't good, right? So it's going to take a lot of work on her part. And if she's willing to put in the work, then it'll say a lot. But if she's not willing to put in the work, and it's going to be more than just being in people's messages, it's going to be the accountability aspect. It's going to be more of her actions after, the things that she does behind closed doors or when the cameras are gone. It's the things that she's going to do 10 months from now or 2 years from now that we may not see, that we'll hear later on from some random person, or how things went. It's those things that are going to matter. It's the things right now we can't really go by, because at the end of the day, like I said, there could be some damage control, and there likely is, because there is a show coming out. That's the reality. So I get both sides, and I don't want to be in here judging the people in the comments, or judging on a whole. I feel like it is definitely one of those things that she's going to have to prove herself if this is what it is. But she also doesn't really owe us that, so it makes it tough. But if she's trying to win over the public, first of all, you can't win over everybody. We all know that, and you can tell that by my comment section. Okay, we can't win over everybody, right? I can't, and I don't want to win over everybody, right? Because not everybody is going to agree with me, and not everybody is going to think what I say is okay, and that's okay, because we're all human and we have a mind of our own. And I believe that people should be able to have their own opinions without being judged for them, right? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The court of public opinion is a tough one. It's a tough one, because a lot of it is matters of the heart, right? And then the other half of it is common sense. Like you can't. It's a tough call, and I'm saying either way, you just gotta kind of see. We don't know, and we can only go based off of her credit history, and I think she's aware of that. I think she's aware of that, and if she puts in the work, then that'll say a lot. But if she doesn't, then that'll say a lot too. Y'all are crazy. Some people saying I'm being sued. Some people are saying I'm getting paid. And all of them are two different trampolines in the comment section. Y'all need to chill out. Y'all really need to chill out. If that was the case, I would have started to delete posts. I still feel the same way I felt. I still believe that, Nick needs justice. I still believe she shouldn't be out here on these streets, but she's out here on these streets, okay? Now, at the end of the day, now that she's out here, the only thing that I would say is that I would like to see accountability publicly, because there's a lot of kids that follow her that think that she did the right thing, and I think that she was sending the wrong message, and those are the people that I care about. It's the future. It's not these grown people in my comments talking about me, because I don't care whether you talk about me or not. I sleep good at night. But I think it's the teenagers, it's the kids in junior high school that follow her and cheer her all along for what she's done. I think those are the people that really matter, because we need to be really more concerned about the future than half of us that'll probably not be here to see it, right? Like that's the reality of the situation. So I think y'all need to really pipe down. Nobody's being sued. Nobody has been paid. Like, why does it always have to be a money thing for you guys to feel like someone has to have integrity, or someone to be open to listening? I've always prided myself on being logical, thinking for my own, and making my own decisions. So if you're following me, that is why you've been following me, right? And if that's not the reason why you've been following me, then you probably need to unfollow me, because that's who I am as a person, and I'm not going to change that. And I see you guys are saying, oh, she's going to lose a lot of followers. Yo, then unfollow. Like, this is not an airport. There's no need for a departure. Okay. But I'm going to stand for what I believe in, what I think is right, and my integrity. And not everybody will feel that way. And it's okay for you not to feel like that. But that's just my opinion and where I'm at. Y'all act like this is somebody that cheated on me and I shouldn't hear anything that person's saying because they're going to cheat on me again. I don't know her. It ain't that deep, y'all. No, like, it's not that deep. So that's clear in the air. If anyone thinks I'm being sued, I'm not. If anyone thought I was being paid, I'm not. If anyone thinks that it's more than what I just said it is, then you were literally only following me for the narrative that you feel like it fits. And then you have to ask yourself why. Okay? That's where I'm at. Okay, good morning, y'all. So I did see Gypsy's post. Look, we're asking for accountability. She's giving it. Whether it's authentic or not, we don't know. Only time will tell. We can only follow along and see. But she was not speaking off of a script. She just spoke. And was it perfect? No, but I think it shows a step in the right direction. And like I said, again, it may not be authentic, but it very well may. You know, she did say she's in therapy currently. But I also want to kind of break down what she said, because I think when you see it in parts, and that was the way I perceived it in parts, I think it was eye-opener for me. And a true narcissist, by definition, would never post that. A true narcissist would be so high up in the clouds where they would have never messaged anyone or posted anything. So is she a manipulator? Yeah, she could still, if she's taught that, she said it herself. But I think this seemed genuine to me, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit that. But time will tell, and we'll be able to see that. I will say this to Gypsy. I really hope that this is genuine and you truly mean this. And I hope you walk the walk and talk the talk. Will you make mistakes? Yes. But your actions will speak. And us seeing what you do after this will really tell us everything that we need to know. And you just need to keep that in mind. You know, I don't 100% believe you. I don't even 50% believe you, but I'm willing to see where it goes and what you do. Do I still believe Nick needs justice? Absolutely. There's no question about that. Do I think he should be sitting in there for as long as he should? No. Do I think he should be in a mental health facility? Absolutely. I've said that from day one, and I'll say that again. Yes, you did get a second chance. Do I feel like you deserved it? Not really. But you have it, and I would love to see you change this around and really make an impact in how the young kids view this situation. So that's where I stand, and everybody in the comments that want to get on my back about it, it is what it is. This is just my thoughts. And thank you for the snark page. I think that's wild. I feel like I'm popular. Y'all crazy.